I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I know I should say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole wide world to hear. I want to hear a poem. I want to learn something I didn't know. I want to say yes at the end because I'm sick of saying so. I want to hear a poem about who you are, and what you think, and why you slam. Not a poem about me and my poem, because I know who I am. I know this. This I know. All that I have, all that is me, resides inside my poetry. And every time I write a rhyme, it might be the line that sets minds free. And also I know that I don't know shit. And the more I know, the more I realize it. To quote the poet Allen Ginsberg, poetry is the one place where people can speak their original human mind. It is the outlet for people to say in public what is known in private. Poetry allows us to express ourselves and our emotions in a way that simple prose cannot match. It opens us up to truth and knowledge and makes us look at the world in different ways. It frees us. This is why the poetry is my favorite speech event. It is so different from every other individual event, but the impact of the messages is often much greater because of this medium. This program is a reminder of the power of poetry. It includes the works I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free, and If I Were Free by Peter, Paul, and Mary. I Want to Hear a Poem by Steve Coleman, and I Know This by Rachel Cann. May I present, through the poetry, a program. I know that for all the pain I've cried, there's the exact same balance of joy on the other side of that coin, joined with the thinnest slip of membrane. Same goes for crazy and sane, truth and lie, answer and why, because I know this. This weary world has had its fill of words of war on every hill. The time has come for peaceful days, and peaceful men of peaceful ways. This universe operates with a divine tug-of-war, teeter-totter, bringing order and balance like the tide does to water. Like, I know that each wave rolls back to the sea, retreating from me into deep green eternity, and I know that I am free. Well, at least in my mind, if I want to hear a poem, I want to hear a love poem, a sad poem, and I hate my dad poem, a dream poem, and I'm not what I see poem, and I need poem, and I also bleed poem, and I'm not alone poem, and I can't find my home poem. I just want to hear a poem. If I were free to speak my mind, I'd tell a tale to all mankind, of how the flowers do bloom and fade, of how we fought and how we've paid. I know that some things sound good to me in theory, but in point of fact suck ass in actual practice, like communism and pornography. I know that it's impossible to really know where anyone is coming from, so who are we to judge them? I know that some things are so dope they transcend their category, and it's important to see the glory in the ordinary. Like I know there's Nag Champa, and then there's all other incense. I can't see putting Earl Grey up against any other tea. Lash Out? It's not even on the same plane as other mascaras comparatively, and I know that there's R&B, and then there's Otis Redding. I want to hear a poem about revolution, about fists raised high and hips twisting in a rumble like a Roomba. I want to follow in the footsteps of Shay and hear the truth about the days of the CIA killing the Mumba. I know that most things are greater than the sums of their parts, and that's the real definition of art. Like, brownies are good, and so is whipped cream, but you put them together and it's this whole fucking chemical other thing, like Lennon and McCartney singing harmony, like masturbating as compared to an orgy. I want to hear a poem about struggle, so that when I open my mouth I can step outside myself. I want to listen to no less than the sounds of protest in the factories where workers sweat and make Air Jordans and Pro Kids, because if you want to take shots at people, target Phil Knight and Bill Gates. Contemplate how they own the products and they got the goods, how they act like they care, but they're just Robin Hoods. When all mankind has ceased to fight, I'll raise my head in thanks each night, for this rich earth and all it means, for golden days and peaceful dreams. I know that everything within this surface glimpse of reality is infinitely simple and perfectly complicated, and I know that being dated and over it is way overrated, and that the colors of this world only seem faded in direct relation to the darkness with which your mind's eye is shaded. And you made it that way. And you can choose to change your vision's prismic range today. And I know that you gotta help a friend who's down, and I know that I know that no matter where you end up, you're still from your hometown. Because I want to hear a poem that attacks the status quo, that attracts the claps of the cats with the fast flows, that makes the crowd pass the hat and pack my cap with a stack of dough. I want to hear a poem that makes this audience yell, "Oh!" I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things I know I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. And I know that you gotta know how to listen to the sound of your own heartbeat in the dead quiet of night sometimes. And I know that can be so frightening, but I also know that the deepest darkness is always the most enlightening. And I know that fresh cold cantaloupe tastes like the perfect first kiss. And I know that Lao Tzu and Moses and Muhammad and Buddha and Jesus and all those Jews knew some deep-ass shit. But I also know that we all hold the world's eternal truths in our heart's deepest pit. I want to hear a poem where ideas kiss similes so deeply that metaphors get jealous. Where the subject matters so much that the adjectives start holding pronoun rallies at City Hall. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that still keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree everyone must be free. It's because I know that we are made up of the same stuff as the sun and moon and farthest stars, and all that we are is manifest energy, and that we already have everything that we could ever need if we could just begin to see clearly. And I know that the world will continue to spin. And I know that the world will continue to spin. And I know that one day, you will let me in, because I want to guess your favorite color, then craft rhyme schemes out of thin air. And we will begin to love in a fashion I couldn't fathom existed, and we will laugh at the fact that we ever resisted this blissful togetherness, 'cause our loving will be something where the whole is much greater than the sum of the parts, 'cause we're artists after all. So what else would fate have us make besides art? And I know that outside of this space-time frame we are one and the same. We're a part, not apart. So I know that I can wait patiently for it to start. I want to hear a poem. I want to feel a poem. I want to taste a poem. I wish I could be like a bird that's in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found that I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. And far out I may seem to be, and maybe you see me as wacky, but baby, the fact be that I am a poet, and like all true poets do, I am mainlining the spiraling spherical truth of the universe, turning it out and into lyrical wholeness. And I know this. This I know.